Hello everybody, welcome to Snyder's Inc. Hope you're all having a great day. So I didn't do a video yesterday, and best day in the last few days have been kinda Even when I got a video, I was kinda But we got back into it here. We got another reaction video here. This video is 5 insane convict freakouts after given life sentence caught on tape. We'll get right into this. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment what you think down below. Comment suggestions for reaction videos down in the comment section below. Let's get right into this in 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, you guys? My name's Ty Knots, and welcome to Top 5 Unknowns. 5 shocking inmate reactions to their sentences.
Number 5.
Number 5. In October of 2016, a man by the name of Jaleel Smith Riley entered a courtroom to receive his sentencing for shooting a 22-year-old woman back in 2013, as well as injuring her boyfriend. Jaleel had...
Why? Why'd you shoot the girl and her boyfriend? Why?
Initially admitted to the shooting and pleaded guilty. However, once he realized that he was going to be sent to prison for life, he changed his tone and begged the judge to allow him to change his plea, a request which was denied. Take a look at Jaleel's reaction as he received his sentence.
Jaleel Smith Riley admitting to the crime. He confessed, pleaded guilty, then tried to drop that plea today. Judge Carl Skubicki did not let that happen. Smith Riley was sentenced after families gave statements, his family asking for mercy, her family asking for a life sentence.
He took her from me. She was beautiful. Her beauty was not just skin deep. She had a beautiful heart, mind, and soul. She was a little sister, a big sister, a niece.
It's hard for me to hear stories, like hear this and hear the family members talking in the court, because it hurts so much, because you feel their pain and their suffering and all they go through, and you feel it deep down, and it makes you hurt so much. I feel so bad for them.
Cousin, granddaughter, and my daughter.
The judge sentenced Smith Riley to life in prison without parole for Brooks' murder, and more time after that for shooting Martin, and still more time for using a gun. Smith Riley collapsed to the floor.
Dude collapsed immediately.
In the House Department corrections, mandatory consecutive underlying offenses, all those counts are left consecutive each other. Quote, credit for time served amount of 349 days.
The families say this was the first step toward healing. At 5:30 on Local 12, we're going to have more.
He shouldn't be crying. He's the one that committed the crime. You don't want to kill the girl. You did that, boy. You don't get to just start crying now. You did the crime. You suffer the consequences. Idiot.
What was said in court, and an interview with Aaron, who still has dreams even though he lives with an injury from that.
Number 4. Daniel Holtzclaw is a former Oklahoma police officer who was convicted of sexual assault, battery, and sodomy, among other things, back in 2015. These acts were performed against 8 different women, accounting for 18 different charges in total. It was revealed in court that Daniel had used his position as an officer.
Freaking hell, you are a police officer. Why do we keep having situations where officers give each other just such bad names? And make the reputation for officers so bad? Just stop, dude. Just stop. It's not hard. It isn't. Stupid freaking officers, man.
officer to dig up details on the victims' lives, then used this information to coerce them into performing sexual acts for him. It was in January of 2016 that Daniel was found guilty and sentenced to 263 years in prison. When given his sentencing, Daniel became overrun with emotion.
That is so unnecessary, yet I love it. That is so unnecessary, but I love it. 263 years in prison. You ain't getting out. You're done. You're in prison for life. You could have just said life, but they wanted you to specifically know how long you would be in there for if you survived somehow. I mean, it's impossible. It's literally impossible for you to be alive. But I just find it funny. 263 years in prison. Woo! Woo! Well, that sucks.
And began sobbing as he was escorted from the courtroom.
Defendant is guilty of the crime of sexual battery and set punishment at 8 years. Count 2, procuring lewd exhibition. Not guilty of the crime of procuring lewd exhibition. Count 3, burglary in the first degree. Defendant is not guilty of the crime of burglary in the first degree, nor lesser included. Count 4, procuring lewd exhibition. Defendant is guilty of the crime of procuring lewd exhibition, and punishment is set at 5 years. Count 5, procuring lewd exhibition. Defendant is guilty of the crime of procuring. Count 31, rape in the second degree by instrumentation. Defendant is guilty of the crime of rape in the second degree, and punishment is set at 12 years. Count 32, rape in the first degree. Defendant is guilty. Mr. Holtzclaw, this jury finds you guilty of the...
You see how emotional he's getting because it's sinking in the little fucker. It's sinking into you, isn't it? It's sinking in that you are now going to jail. And it's every time they say guilty, it hits you and it hits you. Because you're going to jail for what someone has mentioned to me. You're going to jail for a while and there's nothing you can do about it. 200 something years. You're screwed, dude.
Various counts. You will be remanded to the custody of the Oklahoma County Sheriff for formal sentencing set January 21st, 2016 at 10 o'clock a.m. All right, you have a seat. The custody of the sheriff. You're excused.
Number 3. In August of 2016, a man from Ohio named Jason Binkiewicz leapt from a 3-story courtroom after being sentenced to 13 years in prison. He was sentenced for felony assault and attempted murder after shooting a man in the face just a month prior. Authorities conducted a very brief investigation into Jason's jump, though the case was pretty cut and dry.
After learning his fate, a 13-year prison sentence, Jason Binkiewicz got away from the sheriff's deputy.
This dude jumped off a balcony 3 feet or 3 stories when he found out he was found guilty and sentenced to 13 years in prison. For attempted murder, that's a light sentence too, in all honesty. That should be like 25 at least. Like, you still tried to kill someone. That was the goal in mind. So, 13 years is shocking to me, in all honesty.
Escorting him to the elevator and leapt to his death after jumping over the railing on the 3rd floor of the Jefferson County Courthouse. The fall about 100 feet. Jefferson County Sheriff Fred Abdallah says that Binkiewicz's hands were shackled, though his ankles were not due to issues with swelling.
If he did have them on, there's enough movement in them, they could have still made it to the railing and jumped over.
Moments after the jump, emergency crews were on scene. Later, the Bureau of Criminal Investigation arrived to collect evidence And because a sheriff's deputy was involved, the Steubenville Police Department is handling the investigation along with the Attorney General's office. Going forward, Jefferson County officials say they will take a close look at security.
Oh, I think we're going to look at everything. You know, it's a terrible day for this to have happened, and I think that we will.
I mean, you have to look at security for the fact that he was able to get away in the first place. Because that means security was just light with the guy. Like, you weren't, if you're not holding him to make sure he doesn't try to escape, you clearly not doing your job of security right. So, yeah, that is you have a right to look at them. I would do some changes there, because clearly something's wrong there for him to be able to escape like that.
Look at everything we can to make sure that nothing like this ever happens again.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. I mean, you won't see this if you watch the original video, you will, but he's like barely cuffed, barely being looked at. They kind of just have two officers standing like distance away from him as he walks. Like, this ain't security. This is horrible at their job. You need to change things, man.
Number 2. A man by the name of Jaleel Hoskins was given a 50 to 100-year prison sentence back in January of 2014. The sentencing came after Jaleel was found guilty of taking the life of a young mother, then dumping her body in a dumpster. His verdict came after a supposedly heartfelt apology which he issued to the victim's family, stating that he loved the woman and that taking her life was not his intention. Though, take a look at his reaction to his sentencing just moments later.
And that was how the sentencing ended today, with Hoskins being rushed out of the room.
And when he did that reaction to being sentenced, he immediately pretty much rescinded his apology. Because an apology, like if someone felt sorry for what they did, that would not be the reaction. You would not react like that. So as proven, he proved that reaction was a total lie. That apology was a total lie. That's what he proved. Hey, kill a young mother on that? I heard the people scream, burn in hell.
And both families erupting in yelling and screaming. We were the first to tell you last month when Hoskins pleaded guilty right in the middle of his murder trial. You may remember Mays, a mother of 5, went missing last March. Her body was never found. Hoskins admitted he tossed her body in a dumpster. Today in court, before that outburst, Mays' mother and aunt had their chance to confront her killer.
You tell me how I explain what happened to their mom.
First of all, I want you to stand there and look at me and quit standing there looking at the ceiling like a little coward. You know, I'm going to face you and I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel.
Number 1. 2 men from Chattanooga were convicted of entering a man's home, gunning him down, and robbing him. While the case was pretty self-solving, they were sent to trial in 2014, where they seemed to be strangely shocked by receiving life sentences in prison. Both of the 2 men broke out into profane and at times violent outbursts, causing the courtroom to fall into disarray. Take a look at a clip.
You killed a guy when you broke into his home. What did you think was gonna happen? Did you think they were gonna go easy on you? Did you really think they were gonna go easy on you? You have no reason to go easy on you. You don't deserve that people go easy on you. You don't deserve it. No, you get what you deserve.
It's some bull. Y'all tell you
chaos, disruptions, and threats take over a Hamilton County courtroom. Good evening.
Supporters of the two men convicted barely able to hold themselves up. And deputies forced to use taser guns, demanding other loved ones leave the courthouse. Just minutes before, inside the courtroom, the jury hands down a guilty verdict against Roderick Bates and Emmett Jones, now convicted in the death of Reginald Clark. Jones and Bates reacted immediately to the verdict.
This some bull. This some bull, man. This some bull. Y'all know this some bull, man. Y'all know this some bull, man.
Family and friends of the victim remained quiet. They were clearly outnumbered in the audience. Meanwhile, Bates accused the all-white jury of racism, and the judge hit Jones with an extra contempt charge based on his behavior.
Y'all know this some bull, man. Wait to tell you them all.
Judge Stillman on the bench did what he could to restore order.
I'm sorry, I might gonna hate this. I hate when some black dude uses race just because it doesn't go their way. There are times when race is a thing, but don't use race just because it doesn't go your way. Don't use that as a thing, because then you become a problem. Just fucking don't. There's times where it's a thing, there's times where it isn't. When you kill a guy, you bring him to a dude's house and you kill a guy, you're going to jail for life. End of story. That ain't a race thing. That's a life thing. End of story. Unbelievable. Well, everybody, hope you all enjoyed this reaction video. Hit the like button, hit subscribe button, comment what you think down below. Thank you all for watching this. Hope you all enjoyed it. And we'll see you all for the next one. Bye-bye.